Alright, yo, what's up? We've got a scoreboard for you, but it's not for the war that just ended. It's actually for War 10. So 2 wars ago now. And it's just because I got the data earlier today, actually. And wasn't able to, do any updates on the sheet or anything like that without the data. So I'm only as useful as the data that I receive, basically. But, okay, let's go through the scoreboard here. And JA, the second best alliance in the world, according to this sheet, at least going into this war. They finish with a 1, and they lose. So that is the third 150-0 clear GT40s of the season, at least at the master level. JA had the previous 2. But that's an insane war. I mean, 300 total fights taken, only 1 death between the alliances. But that's what it's like at the very tip top. And I think that there are basically 3 alliances in the world that are capable of that. And yeah, those are 2 of them. The third would be Noon, who coming into this war was ranked 3rd. They have a bit of a rough war. They die 3 times, which would be most alliances' best clear of the season. But they do beat XK9, who was rolling through the season. XK9 with not a bad clear, but they get beat 3-6. 6 is way too many to beat Noon. All right, and then the number 4 ranked alliance, DSVG, with a strong 3-death clear. They beat MIBR, TCN with a 3-death clear, Salty with a 3-death clear. Sweeta's alliance, they get back in the winning column with a 4-6 win. All right, and then 4 Loki drops to Zine, an unranked alliance. 4 Loki chases their 4-death clear against LVT with a 10-death clear and loss against Zine. So they seem to be up and down. And then LVT, second straight 5-death clear, second straight loss. Gotta love it. PYCB, they've been on fire lately. I think in the last 4 wars, at least with this one being the 4th, counted, they have died 5 or fewer times in each of those wars. So they're definitely really, really hot. And then the Cinderellas of the season, GGIR, 21th ranked, coming in. They drop another one. So after starting 5-0, they have lost 5 in a row. That could have been 6 in a row had LVT not missed a path. But alas, they are, they're still having a good season. I think that they came from Tier 3. So all right, getting into the rankings updates, and finally, New Nation moves up into the number 2 spot. They are 9-1 along with GT40, and they're still behind JA in the efficiency category by, I think, 4 total deaths across the season. So we're talking decimal points in terms of per war average, but it's very, very tight up there. Ultimately, the wins differential, the points that they've gotten for the wins differential has vaulted them just past JA right now. So I think it's pretty fair to say that Noon is the undisputed second best alliance in the world right now. And of course, their only loss came to GT40, whom they also beat. So yeah, I don't think that anybody can argue the top 2 there. JA, obviously, it definitely sucks to clear with 1 death, lose the war, and then drop in these rankings. But it is brutal at the top. I mean, the very best alliances in the world are capable of clearing with 0 deaths. And you just can't die if you want to guarantee a win. So anyway, DSVG, TCN, they stay the same with wins. XK9 loses, but they also stay in their spot. And Sweeta's alliance is back into... They're back home in their 7th spot. They improved to 6-4. They're 8th in efficiency, 5th in strength of schedule, as you guys can see. And Salty, they stay where they're at despite a 3-death clear and win. All right, so 11 through 20, and there's some big shakeups on this sheet, as you guys can see. HCK moves up 1. MIBR moves down 1. LVT, I was a little surprised by this, but LVT moved up 4. So we just lost on a tiebreaker to PYCB, who's ranked 15th. They moved up 1 and improved to 6-4. But similar to the very top, like the top 3 or 4 alliances on the first sheet here, the margin, the points margin here is incredibly thin. At any given war, based on the number of deaths or or something. I would say 13 through 16 or 17 could get shuffled. So LVT, we move up 4. We are having a strong season. We're top 10 in efficiency. And we're just not winning. So for Loki, they also lose. They also move up 1 spot. And then PYCB, you could argue they probably should have moved up 3 spots, maybe ahead of LVT since they just beat us. But alas, the sheet is looking at their efficiency numbers, and they've just died too many times over the course of the season, despite the fact that they've been really, really good over the last few wars. And then X5E, obviously, they dropped 3. They are 5-5, but they either clear with mid-range to high single digits, or they just blow up and they have 15, 20, whatever the case. And then D69 and GGIR, they both move up 1 despite losses, and the reason that they moved up 1 instead of staying where they were at is because PBT, who came into War 10, the 18th ranked alliance by this metric or by this sheet, they did not report their war score. So they're off the sheet basically, or at least until I get that data, if it ever comes. They'll go back on and stuff, and their data is still there, but they're essentially an unranked alliance at the moment. So anyway, that is it, guys. Sorry for the really weird timing on posting this video. I just wanted to make sure that I got it out as early as possible, and the War 11 scoreboard and updates should come out a little bit later today, so sometime Monday. It just depends on when I get that data. But that is it. Leave a like and a comment. Congrats to Noon, and I'll catch you guys in the next update.